What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Will Motivation back again with another video, and today we are talking about my 2024 BMW M4 Competition in Tanzanite blue and how to drive this ridiculous beast of a car. I do a lot of videos showing how to drive some of my exotic cars like my Ferrari F8, my Ferrari F12, my 48, my Lamborghini Huracan, and the videos do pretty good because people have curiosity on how to drive these cars. But out of all of my cars, this is actually the most complicated one to drive, to operate all of the features. It has aftermarket wheels on it, and it has an aftermarket lip on the front, aftermarket front yellow headlights, daytime running lights, those yellow DRLs. I love them. So I'm pointing out some of the things that are different on this car before we get into how to use it, how to drive it. It does have an aftermarket exhaust, so by AWE, so it will sound a little bit better than a stock car. So let's start with how to operate the car from the outside, then we'll go on the inside. Here's the key to the car. As you can see, it has a trunk release. Just hold that down. You can open up the trunk, it'll automatically release. I got a little subwoofer in there, Scar audio. That thing is crazy, so I'll put a link in the description if anybody's interested. Lots of trunk space. You can fit probably about 2 bodies in there if you need to. Now to close it, you can lock the trunk right here. It's like a door lock, and just pushing that button right there will close the trunk automatically. There is no spare tire in this car, so no need to show you that. There's actually nothing under there if you try to like lift up the trunk area. Filling it up with gas is on the passenger side. When the car is unlocked, you just push that, it'll come open. Cool little feature. Actually, somebody showed this to me. I didn't know about it at first. There's like a little hole right there. So when you're filling it up, you just stick the gas cap in that little hole and fill up the gas tanks. So to close it, you just push it in place. To open it, you just push it again and it'll open right up. That's how you fill it up with gas. It does have some cool features that you would expect in a $100,000 car. This car cost me about $105,000 fully loaded with almost every option. It doesn't have every option, but it has the touch to lock, but the car's running, so it's not gonna lock, but you can touch it, that will lock it. To open it, you just slide your hand there, and then you can open up the door. So it also lights up. As you can see, there's like a little light when you get close to the car. The car also has these cool 360 cameras. So there's one right there in the center of the front. And then there's, of course, one on both sides right there. So you can actually record. Yeah, there's one right there in the BMW logo in the back. So one cool feature of this car is that you can record while you're driving. Like, let's say you're gonna do a run from 0 to 60 or 60 to 130 or something like that, or you're beside somebody and you wanna record what happens. You can push a button and it'll start recording for like 60 seconds on all 4 cameras. And you'll have the video footage of all the cars around you and everything for about 60 seconds. It might be a little less than that, it might be 30 seconds. But the car has these apps that you can add too, so I'll show you as we get inside the car. But it has apps you can add that probably can do some more cool stuff with that camera. But on the exterior car, from a functionality perspective, fill it up with gas on the other side, open the trunk. If you wanna open the hood of the car, you gotta do a double pull on this right here. You gotta pull that twice. And that's all it is to it. So this is a inline 6-cylinder bi-turbo or twin turbo. It has 2 turbos on it. A lot of people, if they want more power, they go to a single big giant turbo, like my man Rick from M Life, who just did an 8.5 second quarter mile with a single turbo. But it comes factory with bi-turbos or twin turbos, inline 6. The power of this car from the factory, we've got 503 horsepower and 479 foot-pounds of torque. A lot of people are a little bit iffy on the styling, but we'll talk about that in another video. I almost forgot to show you guys some of the functionality this car has. You can actually do a lot of European cars, like I have an Audi RS3, and you can't do this, but American cars you can. But you can actually remote start the BMW M4. You just press this 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, and it should start up. There it is. So that's how you start up. So as you can see, that also locked the doors and folded the mirrors automatically. So to open it, just put my hand behind that door handle, and let's get inside and let me show you how to operate this car from the inside. Starting with the left or the driver's side door, you have memory seats. So to get into the memory seat position, press 1 or 2. You got 2 different storages for the memory seats or you're setting it. Door locks are here. Your window open for the right and the left are here. Window up and down. Your mirrors for the doors are right here. You control that. Also, you can open the trunk by, you got to push this forward to open the trunk. So like if I push that forward, see the trunk opening in the back. It's open. Now let's see what happens if I pull it. It won't automatically close. I think it's a safety thing. Crap. That threw me off a little bit. I didn't know I had to do that. I thought that would actually automatically close, but you got little cup holders right there. All right, so over here, this is your controls for your lights. You can turn the lights off with that button, put them in the auto here. Your light button there manually, parking lights, flashers, and I think this is fog lights down there. Interior lighting, brightness up and down. You have ambient lighting that you can control as well. This vehicle has a ton of technological features, right? A ton. So in this video, it would take us 2 hours to go over all of the technological features. So I'm gonna show you the basics so that if you ever buy one of these cars or you rent one or you're driving your friend's car or something like that, I'm gonna show you what you need to know to operate the basics so that this video is not more than like 20 minutes, right? Because if I showed you all of these features, let me just show you. You go to home right there, right? Let me go hit home. All right, that's your maps, this is your drive mode settings, but there's apps right here. So you hit that. These are all the freaking apps that you have that control different settings in the car, all the way down to calendars and Wi-Fi hotspots and WhatsApp and CarPlay settings and all kind of stuff, right? So I can't show you in one video all of this stuff or else it would just be too long. So I'm gonna just show you the basics on stuff you wanna control, like the climate. As you can see, there's no buttons. In the 2023 and 2022 BMW, they have buttons to control the climate control, right? In the 2024, you gotta hit this climate menu button right here, right there. Then you can control heated seats, your cooled seats, your fan speed for your ventilation, you know, diamond, I guess a full power on it, passenger side seats. And here's your temperature right here, plus or minus with the temperature, heated seats. I got mine on right now, that's your passenger side. I'll sync both of them. I like to just do that. All right, let's go ahead and show you guys how to operate this car. Now, your steering wheel controls, M1 button, you can configure this to your drive mode, how you want the car to operate with your suspension, your steering, your engine, your transmission, all of that you can configure to M1 and M2 to custom settings. I have my M1 set to slightly more spirited, like driving, like middle of the road. And then I have M2 to all out and rear wheel drive. This is an X-Drive car, so that means it's all wheel drive. So getting the car in a rear wheel drive setting is kind of complicated. You actually have to push a few buttons to get it into rear wheel drive mode, but I'll show you guys how to do that. All right, so to start the car, here's what you gotta do. Put your foot on the brake and press engine start, easy as that. That's pretty normal. This is your infotainment center right here. It tells you everything that you need to know what's going on with the car. You can change the way this looks, but like I said, there's so many technological settings, we're not gonna go over everything. Now let's look at the steering wheel. You need to know what's here, your paddle shift, your blinkers, your windshield wipers. I'm gonna show you all that stuff, the basics, how to operate this car. All right, starting with this down here below. Heated steering wheel. If you have that feature, you press this to turn on heated steering wheel. Your horn for the car, you push that to beep the horn. Over here on the left-hand side is your intelligent adaptive cruise control. So you can start cruise control by clicking mode and then clicking this combination of these two buttons to control cruise control. And you can set it here. Also, you can up and down the speed, reduce or increase the distance between you and the car in front of you with that adaptive cruise control. You can cancel cruise control. I forget what this is. There's so many buttons, man. I forget what that one is. That button right there. Somebody drop me a comment. What's that? All right, on the right-hand side, you got your stereo controls, volume up, volume down, track down, track up. This right here controls what you see in the center console, right? And then this right here also, you press that, it controls what you can see in there in the center console as well. Your phone, your voice activation and controls on there. All right, your blinker. Here's your blinker. And you can also control your bright lights with this as well by pushing it forward or pulling it back. Up and down blinkers just like that, simple as that. On this side, your windshield wipers. So that's pretty standard. You know, it's got automatic windshield wipers, rain sensing, and all that good stuff. So those are the controls there. To up and down the steering wheel, there's a little lever. I don't know if you can see it right there. You pull that lever and then you can adjust the steering wheel and then flip it back up. All right, so that's how you control the car from the steering position. Next up, put your foot on the brake and get ready. Now, I do have, you can charge your phone in here. You got a USB in here. You got a USB-C in there. All right, here's your controls over here in the center. I told you this car is complicated, man. So like a lot of you guys are gonna be like, you know, damn, like just drive the car, you know, that kind of thing. But I'm telling you, like, this car is not as simple as some of the other cars, like the Ferrari and the Lambo are even easier. Look at all these controls you got here. All right, so let's start. This right here, your parking brake. To release it, you push it down. To put it in place, you pull it back. And then see that light up? That means the parking brake is on. So I can let my foot off the brake. Auto hold is basically when you come to a stop, if you want to take your foot off the brake, but keep the brake on, you turn that on. So I have it on right now. This controls your active exhaust flaps so that it's louder or quieter. So like, let me see, I'm gonna rev the car right now, see if you can tell the difference. All right, that's 2 revs with it lit. Let me hit it again. Let's do it again. It's a little quieter. It's a little quieter. All right, now your drive mode and your setup of the car are here. In mode right here, clicking that. It tells you can set all of the features of the car and how it behaves by pressing in mode. So, right, and this is how you can put it into rear wheel drive and all that kind of stuff. It is pretty robust, so we're gonna turn that off. We're hitting in mode to turn that off. These are your driving positions of this little driving stick controller, right? To put the car in park, you gotta put your foot on the brake and press P. That when you're done driving, you press P. Now, these 2 controls right here, that's your transmission aggressiveness. All the way up is maximum transmission aggression. All the way down is like real comfort mode, right? So by default, it's gonna be all the way down when you start the car. I told you, man, this car is complicated. Now, to put the car in reverse, put this over to the left and then push it up. Puts it in reverse just like that, right? You see the R light up for reverse. Pull it back, it's in neutral. Push it to the right, it's in drive. And again, put it in park, press P. Bingo. Now that P lights up, you're in park. So that's how you control reverse, neutral. Minus and plus are your transmission up and down, like through the gears. And D and S are drive, regular drive and sport. You can flick it to the right to put it in sport, flick it to the right again to put it in regular drive. When you put it in sport, it's gonna be in manual mode, basically. All right, man, I told you, man, this car is complicated. Look, this is the whole, you need a book for this junk. All right, auto start and stop. I got it in the off position by default, so it doesn't turn off the car. This right here is your parking sensors. You can turn those on or off. This right here is your cameras that I showed you guys on the outside. You press that, look, you can cycle through the cameras. Look, this shows you all the camera angles and stuff, right? Pretty dope. Traction control right there. Traction control off if you want. I don't suggest that. And then all of these other ones, home, media center, go to the map, telephone, navigation. Your control, you can control everything on the screen with this little touchpad right here. You can do finger touch and you can do scrolling and moving up and down. It does every freaking thing. And then you can go back by pressing that, and you can show the option list by pressing that. I'm telling you, man, I'm trying to go as fast as I can to show y'all how to operate this car. Now, you can control the window heating on the back right here. I'm sorry, the rear is right there, and then the front is right there to, you know, clear out your windows and stuff. Bro, I'm telling you, I told y'all this car is complicated. Like, this is the most complicated car that I own to show y'all how to drive it. Now, let's get to driving the car. I know you guys have been waiting for me to start driving the car, so let's go ahead and start driving. All right, here we go, here we go. All right, so here's how you drive. Got my foot on the brake. We're gonna put this thing right here. We're gonna just go push it to the right, and now it's in drive. Now, the way you know it's in drive is that says 1 for first gear, D for drive, and you can see the little dot right there for the transmission. That means it's in comfort mode, all right? So now I can drive the car. We're ready to drive. I got it in drive. you let your foot off the brake, and then you hit the gas, and then you're good. All right, now this car has man, this car is peppy, man, I tell you. This is the best part of this car. This car is peppy. It's an M4 Competition. I have it in comfort mode, and I touch the throttle like 10 to 15% throttle, and it wants to break loose the rear end, even though it's all-wheel drive, X-Drive. All right, so let's gas it a little bit. Now, when you first start driving it, it's gonna be in comfort mode. It's gonna feel nice and easy. The suspension in this car is a little tight no matter what mode you're in. It is a little rough. That's one thing you're just gonna have to get used to, but you can adjust the suspension by changing the different modes and drive settings, which is with that button that says setup right here. You press setup, then you see all of these settings you can configure. Your engine, chassis, steering, brake, M drive, X drive, all of that stuff is right there when you just hit setup. All right, so very simple to get there, but then you got to fool with this, so you don't really want to be doing that when you're driving. All right, let's put the blinker like that. All right, I'm in X drive, but car's warmed up. I'm gonna punch this car once I get to this straight away. Watch this. Ooh, it's in all right, look. Yeah, just shut up and drive. Just shut up and drive. Oh my God, this car is fast. It's got 500 horsepower, but it feels like more than that. I think the reason why is because when BMW gives you their horsepower to the crank, it's really like closer to what the horsepower is to the wheels, which is one crazy thing about this car. So how to drive, man. I showed you all of these features, but once you start driving, it's like pretty much like any other car. You can just relax and drive it. If you want to use the paddle shifters, like I'm gonna hit this left paddle shifter, right? Just hit the paddle shifter, 6th gear, 5th gear, 4th gear, downshiftting, 3rd gear, right? So you can control the paddle shifters and it'll stay in gear. But if you just like use the gears randomly, it'll go back into regular automatic mode. Now, to get it to stay into manual shifting or paddle shifting mode, you got to go to your little shifter, hit it to the right one time, and now it is in manual shifting mode. As you can tell, the D went away, and it just shows you what gear you're in. So now if I downshift, let's downshift and punch it. I'm still in all-wheel drive mode right now. So with me using this phone and showing you this video, I'm not going to put it in rear-wheel drive mode because I might do a 360 out here. But I'm in 4th gear, downshift to 3rd, downshift to 2nd. Yo, that's crazy, right? Yo, this car is sick. Oh, this car is sick. If you want like the best driving car, it's hard to beat a BMW M4 Competition. Now, I'm gonna put it back into auto mode, and I'm gonna show you guys how I do that right here. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit this gear shift to the right one time. Bam. Now it is in automatic mode. That's what you're gonna be doing when you drive this car. You're gonna be going back and forth between sport mode and auto mode to use the paddle shifters. Now, the other thing you can do, if you put it in sport mode, let's hit it again to sport mode, and you want to shift gears, you can downshift by going up on that gear shift. You hear it? Listen. Right? Look. See, you can control it with this knob right here. Now, I think the Audis should go back to that. My RS3, it has this little flimsy looking titty type knob there. I hate it, man. Excuse my language for all the kids out there. But it has this little like pincher looking shift thing, and I hate it. This is so much better. They need to go to something like that because it has more functionality. You can hold it. I like to hold this thing while I'm driving. But yeah, this is how you do it, man. All right, so what we'll do, I'm gonna put it back in auto mode. Bam, we're in auto mode right now. And I'm gonna show you cruise control. So all I gotta do is hit over here on the right. What is this right here? Speed limit control activated. Let me turn that out because that's speed limit control. I don't want that. We want to turn on, we're gonna hit mode, press button to activate in the center. Boom, active, it's active. Distance control is on. So now I'm gonna set the cruise control. Let's hit it right here. Set. All right, it's set to 32 miles per hour. Hold on, wait. It's set to 50. Hold on. All right, so we got 45 speed limit. So no hands. This car can drive itself with no hands as well. I don't recommend it, but you can drive this car with no hands and it'll do lane keep. I have that pretty much turned off. I think I have it turned off. Let me see if I have it turned off. Yeah, it's turned off. I don't trust the lane keep. I don't even recommend it, to be honest. It's kind of unsafe. But look at the distance control. That does work very well. So if I don't use the gas or the brake, it's going to keep distance for me. And like I'm behind this car up here, they're slowing down. My car is slowing down. It's keeping the distance. I don't know what's going to happen around this curve, but let's see. It's slowing down behind this car. That's all automatic. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work right. Oh yeah, it's working. Okay, it's working. Let me go. We'll follow this car. Okay, now we're gonna go back to 50. Yeah, it's gonna go automatically to 50. All right, let's see what happens. Go, man, go. All right, you gotta get back into it. All right, man. So the main thing when you drive this car is to just be careful. And I don't recommend turning the traction control off because this car will drift. I'll do another video showing you guys how to drift the car and drive it like an animal. But I just want to do a quick video of showing you how to drive the 2024 M4 Competition. It's starting to get dark out here. So in the next video, I'll show you guys how to drift this car and how to use, it has like a competition drift mode analyzer in here in the settings. Like if I hit home right here, I hit home and then hit the apps. One of the apps you'll see is M Drift Analyzer right there, and you can drift this car and it'll tell you how good your drifts were. But let's do one final pull before we go. Let me hit it. Bam. Man, this car flies. Damn, this car flies, bro. Yes. You ever get a chance to drive an M4 Competition 2024, definitely take that opportunity. But be safe out there. No speeding. This was a computer simulation. All right, y'all. Drop me a comment, hit that like button for me, subscribe if you want more content like this with the BMW M4, the Ferrari 488, the Ferrari F8, the Lamborghini Huracan Evo, currently being twin turboed with 1,000 horsepower coming soon. All right, y'all, stay tuned. Happy New Year.